Genuine.
Honest.
Comfort.
Contentment.
Containment.
Let's take the stress out of your hands.
Let's create a life. Home is an art.
I'm personable. I give my 100% full attention to you. I'll tell you my secrets.
I have a prince tattoo.
I never graduated college.
I haven't spoken to my mother in 15 years.
Sometimes I hit myself.
It's just the way I relate to other people.
I'll communicate with you every step along the way. It leads to a more stress-free and happy environment.
Think you don't deserve ownership? Think you don't deserve access? Well, you absolutely do!
Residential aspirations can be an adventure.
You're young, you're flexible, and your decisions don't affect anyone else.
People change. Lifestyles change. Technology changes. Space changes.
There is a better way.
Your new living space. The bleeding edge of the American home.
It's your time to experience more.
Don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone into something truly revolutionary.
Environmentally friendly.
Affordable to build and to own. Do both. Do neither.
Sleek.
Sexy.
Simple.
Stripped away.
Far from conventional. Because you are anything but conventional.
Allow us to invite you into this radical, exciting experiment in contemporary living.
Let's innovate a reduction.
And now, the Cozy Quartet with Whispering. Whispering while you cuddle near me. Whispering so low no one can hear me. Each little whisper seems to cheer me. I know it's true. There is no one but you. You're whispering that you'll never leave me. Whispering that you'll never leave me. Whisper and say that you believe me. Whisper that I love but you.
Honey, I have something to tell you, and it's worthwhile listening to. Put your little head on my shoulder, so that I can whisper to you.
Whispering while you cuddle near me. Whispering so low no one can hear me. Each little whisper seems to cheer me. I know it's true. There is no one but you. You're whispering that you'll
can hear you today, too.
I was seeing another therapist, but I'm afraid to go back.
There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm a Jungian psychiatrist.
Oh, I studied Jung when I was young.
I doubt you were any good. Jung is wasted on the youth.
Well, thank you for fitting me into your busy schedule.
It's true, I do have a lot of patience. So, I hear you've been struggling with your work lately.
Yeah, I don't know. Apartments have been selling okay. I'm getting by barely. But I'm feeling disillusioned, disconnected from my work. Day after day. Sleek, sexy, stylish. It's like some kind of spiritual exhaustion. Like I'm watching the film of somebody else.
Can you trace the origins of these feelings?
November. Well, anyway, we're all totally spun out. Like, does what I'm doing even matter? Who am I out here chasing this tiny living trend, selling micro apartments? Or I'm sorry, my agency likes to call them apartments. No, that's actually what they call them.
That's cute.
Yeah, well, actually, I prefer the term wonder boxes. Though that's something else entirely, am I right? Ayo!
Freudian humor, really.
Anyway, the city, the world, there are so many ills. And I think I'm doing my best to get people into spaces, that I'm making a difference. But it's all a big, hot, inflated mess. I mean, hell, my rent is more than half my income. Oh, ew. But I'm just trying to get people into homes and put food on the table, you know?
If I may, it seems like there's a serious fissure existing between your unconscious and conscious motivations.
Is that bad?
Well, if this disassociation persists, then you will not be able to change. I think we would be wise to examine your values and priorities and see how they sit in relation to your vocation. What would galvanize you into action?
I don't know. Impending environmental destruction, the status of women, casual racism. It's a pretty long list. Are you kidding me?
So then how might your interest in these areas relate to your work in real estate?
I don't know. Can't you just prescribe a suitable new pill or something?
The only pills in this office sit on my couch.
Welcome to The Wheel of Zoning, the only game show that pits New York City's neighborhoods against each other in the ultimate livability showdown. Whose tree-lined streets will make hearts swoon? Whose housing stock will titillate and tantalize? What will New York's next red-hot neighborhood be? Reputations and real estate prices are on the line. Whose vibe will truly jive? Let's spin the Wheel of Zoning! Let's hear it for tonight's contestants. Park Slope, Brooklyn. Brentwood Stuyvesant, Brooklyn.
Who here's from Bed-Stuy?
Long Island City,
Anyone from Long
Queens.
Island City, give it up!
The Rockaways, Queens.
Way out there!
Chelsea, Manhattan.
Who's slumming it tonight?
East Harlem, Manhattan.
Come on, give it up for East Harlem!
St. George, Staten Island. And South Bronx, the Bronx. And of course, your host.
Oh, thank you. You guys are too kind. Oh, God, no, really. Okay, yeah, let's get things started. Who here tonight is from Bed-Stuy? Bed-Stuy is from Brooklyn, yes? Loud and proud, because Bed-Stuy gets the first spin. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. All right.
Historic preservation!
That is 1,000 points for Bed-Stuy. Give it up for Bed-Stuy. 1,000 points. Yes, congratulations. Your community board fought to protect your brownstones from demolition. So points also go to Park Slope. Anyone here from Park Slope? Woo! Park Slope, you've been getting historic preservation points for quite a while. All right. And also points to the far Rockaways. Anyone make it all the way from the end of the A line? Nope. Oh, they have these adorable beachside bungalows, and oh, they're historical and adorable. Oh, I cracked myself up. All right. Oh, hey, John, we're gonna spin for your neighborhood next. That is Chelsea. Chelsea, what is it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
High-rise development.
Ooh, that's 1,000 points for you, Chelsea. High-rise development points also go to Long Island City. Yay, Long Island City. And also East Harlem, a.k.a. El Barrio. Anyone here from East Harlem? Woo! Well, we'll all be from East Harlem tonight. Woo! All right. Oh, hey, Chelsea. What is your high-rise development going to be? You get a bonus spin. All right, let's give it up. Come on, Chelsea. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? What's it going to be?
Reflective glass skyscrapers and Frank Gehry condo blobs.
Those do look cool. All right, it's now East Harlem spin. We're all East Harlem tonight, so let's give it up for East Harlem. Come on, something good, something good, something good, something good.
Mixed-use buildings at record-breaking heights.
With substantial retail space and minimal parking. Oh, well, that sounds pretty all right. Yay! Long Island City, it's your bonus spin. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Priopic glass towers.
Wow, like 30 of them. Oh, wow, Long Island City, how do you think you're going to adjust your infrastructure to accommodate for so many more people?
I don't know.
I bet you don't. All right, so in the next round, points are doubled. All right, South Bronx, it's your spin. Let's give it up for South Bronx. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
New bike lanes.
Ooh, that's great. That's 2,000 points for the South Bronx. Boom, boom. Oh, and also for Long Island City points for you. And for East Harlem, this game is really heating up. Can I get an ooh? Ooh. And a ooh. I love it. I love it. All right. Who's up next? St. George. Does anyone know where St. George is? Staten Island, right? Yeah. All right. Let's give it up for St. George.
Ferries.
Wait, for Staten Island? Like, you mean other than the one they already have?
No points. But points for Long Island City.
Wait, no, but they already have one.
Well, you're getting another.
Oh, well. Hey, what do you know? Infrastructure! Hey! 2,000 points for you. All right. Oh, and for the Far Rockaways as well. Yay! Maybe they can come to the show next time. All right. Oh, uh-oh. That time. It is the lightning round.
Parks and Green Space Development.
Oh, dear. Parks and Green Space Development. I am sorry, Bed-Stuy, but no points for you on this round. But points for Chelsea with the always impressive, always congested High Line. And points for the South Bronx. Yeah, because Randall's Island is really turning into something. Oh, man. What's up next? That's right. Final Zone. Chelsea and Long Island City are tied for the lead. Their Final Zone category is...
Affordability.
Chelsea, put your thinking cap on. Let's do some osmosis. All right. Chelsea, what percentage of of your houses will remain in rent stabilization.
Now or later? Now? I'd like to say 60%.
We'd all like you to say that, but I fear it may be less. Long Island City. Stay with me here. All right. What percentage of your new units will be affordable housing?
20%.
I'll believe it when I see it. Well, we'll have to file some paperwork to calculate the final score, and we'll have a winner for you in about 2 to 4 months. So until then, this is me saying goodnight to you. And remember, one generation's winners is the next generation's losers, and vice versa. So never give up and don't get comfortable. Bye-bye.
Tonight's Wheel of Zoning has been brought to you by The Micro Apartment. Already in progress. Under Mayor Michael Bloomberg, 37% of the city was rezoned. In 2010, 170 units were added, more than any other city in the world. Current Mayor Bill de Blasio plans for 20 to 30% of all new units built to be for affordable housing, aiming for 80,000 new rental units to be below market rate. A disappearing housing option is single-room occupancy. In 1950, the city had over 200,000 commercial SRO units, but there are now fewer than 20,000. The percentage of New York City apartments in rent stabilization has tumbled from 63% in 1981 to 45% today. The city has 6,154 high-rise buildings, and yet here in Brooklyn, where the median annual household income is $44,850, the market rate for a Brooklyn apartment is $3,220 per month, which is $38,640 per year. So what do we do about it?
And now, the continuing saga of the babbling brownstone.
Hey. I know I may not look like much right now. Chip paint, outdated fixtures, shoddy tile work, all these leaks. Just you wait though. My number's coming up. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. That sweet magic number. 2700. $2,700. That's right. I'm coming out of rent stabilization, baby. Once I hit that magic number, I'm freed from my below market shackles. For decades, I've endured ongoing neglect, while my market rate brothers and sisters have enjoyed the sweet, tender care of our shared owner. What have they got that I don't? This exhausting, destabilizing stabilization I endure. You know what an apartment like me could fetch on the open market? I tremble to think. And yet, my grandfathered occupiers sit pretty, so unappreciative of my refined pre-war features. I try everything I can to nudge them out. That gas leak 3 weeks ago, that shower that's either ice cold or boiling, the weird smells from behind the fridge. Oh no, those aren't accidents. They can't live in these conditions forever, I dare say. Just think of the luxurious features my landlord will bestow on me once these underpairs are ousted and my regulation vanquished. Sleek, granite countertops, pristine hardwood floors, a stove with 4 working burners. God, I'll look fucking good. I think I feel a change in the air. It's springtime in Crown Heights. Think of Tokyo, big city, a lot of people and a lot of buildings. What's that up there? Is it a cubby? A pillbox? It's only a bedroom, only a bedroom. I'm checking them out, I'm checking them out. I got it figured out, I've got it figured out. Some good points, some bad points, it all works out. I'm a little freaked out. I'll find a city, find myself a city to live in, and I will find a city, find myself a city to live in. Think of New York, tall city, dark in the daytime. What's that over there? Is it a yurt? An airstream? It's a view of the river. It's only the river. I'm checking them out. I'm checking them out. I got it figured out. I've got it figured out. Some good points, some bad points. It all works out. I'm a little freaked out. Find a city, find myself a city to live in, and I will find a city, find myself a city to live in. You're a living space,
You're a person of ideals.
a person of deep convictions and evolved ethics.
Why shouldn't your home reflect your values?
Our apartment interiors are entirely sourced from materials found at our state-of-the-art recycling center. Discarded plywood, reborn.
Example, your childhood swing set, repurposed into modern shelving fixtures, remodeled to hold the rest of your life you can't stand to let go.
We see it as unwise to throw anything away.
Nostalgia has a 40-year rate of return, so why buy what you already have?
Your life is a curated collection. Allow us to assist in its installation.
Example, my grandmother used to collect postcards, and I was always drawn to the old-fashioned kind with the pretty, frilly edges, and she gave them to me in this box from Knott's Berry Farm in California.
You should use those postcards to wallpaper your bathroom.
I'm worried they'll warp. My shower gets really hot.
Your collection is large enough for multiple renovations.
That's true.
But let's step back a bit. Beyond the repurposed, the reclaimed, the recombobulated, this isn't just convenient. This isn't just a design trend.
It's a national imperative.
It's a sobering reality that our ecological impact has been raging out of control.
As you can see, when it comes to consumption, we have not been living within our means since at least the late 1970s. Just like your Uncle Benny.
You know, if everybody in the world had the same footprint as the average American, we would need 4 more Earths to sustainably support that population.
The task may be daunting, but there are models.
Countries like Germany, Japan, and Sweden have per capita footprints almost half that of America's.
We have the agency. You have the power to move the needle, and what better place to start than in your living space?
Think of it as a locational diet, doing with a little bit less for the good of humanity.
Yeah, I mean, that's big enough. It's not like living on a postcard. Postcards.
Anyway, Don't you want to be part of the 21st century vanguard?
McMansions are so passé.
The old American dream of a big lot in the suburbs, Cadillac in the driveway, how could that ever be sustainable?
Like, we're not a couple of Karl Marxes here.
We're not anti-consumerist, we're not anti-capitalist.
We just want a smarter kind of consumption.
We need a consumption that will leave something for the next generation to consume. How will our children enjoy the plump fruits of our society's labor if there isn't an orchard left? Is that a mixed metaphor?
Not sure, but just go with it. Hey, you might be saying, hey, I already do with so little. What about these sprawling McGees out there riding trains around their living room? Can't they do with less? And they will, just as soon as we all make it look super cool. And that's what this tiny living movement is really all about.
We all know it's good, but can we make it attractive?
Well, not attractive, but like a dream. This can be your dream house.
It has everything you need and nothing to haunt you. Save the memories you want and throw away the horrors.
Well, recycle the horrors.
And repurpose your happiness.
I'm scared to move forward. I'm scared to give things up. I'm scared I'll need things later, but I gotta admit that's a really cool apartment.
And you know what? When your home is just your crash pad, the world is your living room.
Brotherhood and sisterhood and peoplehood all around us. Come on, am I getting too lofty?
I always said you should have been a Unitarian minister.
I gotta speak my truth, man.
This room is covered in truth.
Thank you. Now, a purposeful repurposing, a transformation, a transfiguration, a transmutation, a purposeful repurposing.
Producing? The enlightened efficiency.
Breathe deeply. Inhale. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. What do you smell? Newness. That new house smell. Air that has been sealed in plastic. Air released with a box cutter. Relish the stray twist tie or slice of protective film as you take your new home in. Carefully hover your hands as to not leave fingerprints or smudges. Where do I transport you? A hotel? A less hostile hostel? I am equipped with a mother, a father, a concierge, a playgroup, a mixer, and an intramural fill in the blank. I will love you like no one else loves you. I will love you when no one else loves you. You stopped breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4. There you go. That's it. Deep inhale through the nose. What do you not smell? You don't smell other people, other bodies, other contaminants. No one's history save your own. So plant your flag, charge your phone, and order seamless, because my kitchen is only good for storing leftovers. This is a wholly appropriate space.
An advantageously adequate place.
An escapade
An escapade.
for the classiest classes.
You want to live what you can afford.
And there's so much you can afford.
To live within your modest means.
Means what?
Less space. Cheap, but still livable.
Very livable.
Lively and lovely.
How would you use space you don't use?
You don't need extra space. Wasteful. And you are anything but wasteful.
Your total waste fits in your hand.
Why energize an unlived in, unloved in space?
Stretch out, unwind, all you need is a couch.
Less floor space, more air space.
More their space.
A fair place, really.
Truly.
Consider this with me. How do you want to customize simplicity?
Living in a space is not about being thrown in a place, but place in a space.
Remember, this is your home and nobody else's.
Price to sell.
Motivated seller.
Low maintenance yard.
It's paid!
Just hose it off.
Hose off your worries.
Hose yourself into a cozy minimalist dreamscape.
With easy access to everywhere.
Off the M-B-D-Q-N-J-Z.
6LRWUH0. It's 14!
We're talking more than a decade.
Less taxable than a Swiss bank account.
Why let someone else profit off your rent money?
Own your future.
Own your slice of the American dream. Think of your children! I always wear my real estate name tag.
It's a great conversation starter.
And my shirt with the company name on it.
It's a great conversation starter.
And my hat with the company logo.
It's a great conversation starter. By now, or forever hold your peace.
The regret will eat you up.
Don't dream about it. Don't fantasize about it. Don't look at low-res pictures on the internet.
Buy it.
Buy it. Buy it! Such a sensible investment.
The most sensible investment.
If New York real estate is good enough for Russian oligarchs,
Exiled Chinese businessmen.
the alcoholic sons of oil tycoons,
Then it's
good enough for you.
Live it.
Love it.
Squeeze it.
Believe it.
Live it.
Love it.
Epitomize it.
Embody it. It's a great conversation starter. 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 It's a great conversation starter.
And now, a little home for the little guy.
Wow, this is pretty damn cute, but I would call this an SRO. You know, single room occupancy. But I thought they left New York on the heels of the deuce.
Micro apartments are like luxury SROs.
Except you have a bathroom of your own
Yes,
and a kitchen.
enough of one. Most of one. You may have to share.
Well, that sounds like an SRO. Not that I'm knocking it. It made New York affordable once, and it can do it again. Only, I can't afford this.
Well, while micro apartments are a potentially important source of dedicated affordable housing, you could make an argument not to start there.
Why?
The SRO has long been stigmatized. It was a safe option, but gradually became a symbol of urban blight. So, if micro units become a form of low-income housing only, or primarily, well, then they may become stigmatized.
I get it. It looks bad for something to just be a poor person's option. I watch Wheel of Zoning.
Going that route might risk damaging the micro brand. Recent census data shows that 50 to 60% of people who live in our city live in one or two person households. So, building micro residencies is a solution once again.
Yeah, but how tiny a home can one person live in? Like poor, middle class, upwardly mobile, all of them. There's a reason they don't make apartments this small. There's a reason for it. And this is the reason for it. You know, I heard they had to change laws to make apartments this small. You see, laws show value, and I say, we have value, and our value is we don't belong in a shoebox. It's not good for human beings. I mean, God, come on. This apartment is so small, when I get out of bed, I fall in the bathtub. This apartment is so small that even the cockroaches have concussions. This apartment is so small.
How small is it?
This apartment is so small that when I put a key in, I broke a window. My front door is my back door. When I light a candle, I have heat for the winter. I have a Murphy refrigerator, and I don't pay rent. I pay runt. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Oh, this is terrible. Yeah, this is terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible that when they look at the New York City census and they're like, wow, there's all these people here. Like, this is news. And all these people, they don't need 400 square foot apartments. They can get shoved into 245 square foot apartments. And you know what? Maybe we fucking can. Maybe we just should embrace this goddamn art of tidying up and tinying up, and we'll just tiny ourselves out of existence.
I have lived here my whole life.
I am new to the city.
I'm new to the neighborhood.
I just moved into a bigger home.
I sold my house.
I have never owned a house.
I have always rented.
I keep going smaller.
I keep moving further away.
I've never known anything else.
I have never known anything else.
I am new to the city.
I'm single.
I am married.
I just had a baby.
I am unemployed.
My family is getting bigger.
I live in a van.
I live in a van.
I live in a van.
My home is an escape.
I need to get out more.
I could say I'm content.
I need to get out more.
I'm active in my neighborhood.
I'm a bit of a homebody.
I'm happy to be a homeowner.
I keep going smaller.
I sold my home.
I'm not sure where will be best.
I'm not sure where we'll feel best.
I've never known anything else.
Making monthly bargains, finding refuge in a luxury or least luxurious bed, return to where it all started, avoid where it ended, home, office, home, office, home office, home office, homes. Happily paying the cool kids to let me hang out with them, and it's true. I'm happy. It's called a living room, and I am living in it. I'm waiting to get out of here, looking for an excuse for an egress route. And then permanence drops in to say, as you or I, or we move in directions far and towards horizons new. What is now may get lost, and what is had may get gone, and nothing at all will be found. So, me, grab onto me, and thee, grab onto thee. Oh, loneliness may be our doom. Only one and cannot run, still with bad company, find solace in new. What is now may get lost. What is had may get gone. Can you hear hope's insistent sound? So here's the thing. When I think about it, I can't afford to move in another direction. Like, but even beyond that, like I'd have to change everything about me.
You don't need to change. You're great just the way you are.
Shut up. That's not helping. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's cool. I get it, sort of. I guess I just don't understand why anybody would want to leave. You know, I've never found Walden attractive.
I mean, it's definitely more in line with our primordial selves, you know?
Yeah, but, you know, going back to the land, living in yurts, it's what you do after society collapses.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would never want to live anywhere else.
I've never known anything else.
I love the city.
I don't know.
You can always get away. I guess selling apartments isn't exactly an occupation most kids daydream about.
I wanted to be a marine biologist. I always loved tropical fish and whales.
Well, you can still do that, and I can still illustrate children's books.
I want to swim in a vast ocean, and instead I'm just swimming through currents of people.
I love it, you know, the people, the busy, yeah.
There's this lost, wistful feeling every time I'm at the New York Aquarium, which is pretty much a weekly pilgrimage at this point.
Well, you know, I know of some new Russian-built developments in the
Oh my
Brighton Beach
God,
area.
no.
And the Rockaways are heating up lately.
No, stop.
I'm just saying, you don't have to deny yourself these oceanic pleasures.
The city has everything, and there's something for everyone.
It has someone to talk to.
This is the longest conversation I've had in months.
Me too. Well, who would you talk to out of nowhere?
Thank you.